Hey, Grand Ascension, it's me, Nisi Denise, back to do another video. Um, I want to talk to you guys today about Harry B. Joseph's Book of Wisdom. I'm going to be taking this topic today specifically from his book, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Book of Wisdom. Okay. Um, Came on, was it yesterday or the day before, and did a video over, I think it was probably yesterday. I did a video over praying over your food and also alcohol. And I talked a little bit about also Christ consciousness and raising the chrism. Okay. Someone had posted, don't know who this person was, had posted on my YouTube page a comment where he stated that I didn't know what I was talking about, and he went into this whole long explanation. And so I'm just going to address that really quick. I don't know who you are. I appreciate you stopping through and listening to me read and so forth, but I'm basing this off of what I'm reading and my understanding. Okay. Respectfully, respectfully, I do know what Christ is. I know Yeshua was actually, some would say he's a symbolic meaning of something deeper, which is the inner workings of us as man coming into these avatar bodies and how we come in through the material form, and we need to raise our vibration up to where we can reach higher states of consciousness. I have always said, and will continue to say, Jesus Christ is a Kalki avatar, as is there's been multiple beings that have come here in the flesh to kind of help direct us, okay, to guide us, to give us a template, a blueprint to help waken us. But in all actuality, Christ is the oil that is within your spine and in your brain, your CFF, the cerebral spinal fluid, and it is the chrism of the holy oil, the land of milk and honey, and it refers to a process that you have to put your body through in order to reach higher states of consciousness. So to me, Christ is a title that you must obtain. Okay, so I just want to clarify that. All right. Yes, there's been many, many, many Kalki avatars that have been here. And to me, again, Christ is within all of us. We have the ability to become Christed, to open up the gateway and reconnect with the creator of all, which is in the head based on the quantum field. All right. I'm not trying to get too deep and too involved and explain it because I don't want to lose people. Right. So my point is to make it to explain to you that, yes, I do know what Christ consciousness is. And I do know that Yeshua stands for many different things, but I do not want to confuse people. So I'm sticking to the basics. Okay. So anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. I just had to clarify that and speak out on that with a comment. I'm not going to address everybody's single comment. I'm just not going to do it, but I felt compelled to do this one. Tonight, I want to talk to you about sex, the sacred energy exchange. I know I touched on it probably about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, but I really want to go through it again because we are in this time that there are so many people out there searching and I just scroll through social media and I'm almost at the point where I want to delete my accounts. I'm really at that point. But I do this because there's a lot of good information. I made some really good connections with people online, and they've been motivating me to say, hey, no, keep reading, keep doing it. I saw a video from Fabrice Must Know. Shout out to Fabrice. Shout out to you because I know that you've said some things where you've allowed people to really kind of dictate how you respond and how you feel. And I too, I'm human, right? I hate to use that word, but for this video, I am human. And so I try not to respond to negative criticism or criticism because, I am my own worst critic, as you would say, you are your own worst critic. And so I really try to be a beacon of light, just like you, Fabrice, and all the others, Chief Red Wolf, Navi Poet, Original Lone Wolf, 7 Grams, Millennials Best, Nitya. I mean, the list goes on. Patricia, I mean, I could just rack them off names. But I just, just when I think I'm going to quit and give up, I continue to go because it is a lot of information. And no, this topics is not for everyone. This is excuse me, my alarm was going off. This is an adult channel, and it is an adult conversation. So no children, no teenagers, no kids. All right. I've made that clear on my content. So I spent 5 minutes going through this. So let me just get into this part now. Like I said, we're going to go through this again. I've read it before multiple times, or previously in the last few months, but I just felt like I needed to cover it again. And I'm just going to read. All right. So the first book that I'm going to go through is book 1. It's at the almost to the ends of the book. This is what it looks like. Okay. And so, as you know, or if you don't know, most people think this is, it does look like a pentagram, but there is a meaning or symbolism behind this. We're going to get into it. All right. So let's talk about sexual energy, because we need to understand some things as women. I'm talking to both male and female in this video, but I'm a woman. I've had children. I have 5 sons. I didn't carry all 5 of them. I had 3. And when I got remarried, I had inherited 2 more, which I didn't have to carry for 9 months. So I'm thankful for that. But my point is that I'm looking at it from my point of view. My husband's point of view will be completely different because he's a male. He's a man. And women and men, we're different creatures. But when we come together in union, we are supposed to be of a like mind. We are supposed to be, what do you call it? What's a good word for it? We come together and bond and become as one. All right. And right now in today's environment, you don't have a lot of that. Like, I feel like I'm a dinosaur. Like I said, I'm almost 60. And, I've been with my husband 25 years. We've been together 25 years. And that's an accomplishment in itself, because it has not always been the best marriage at all. We've been through a lot of things, and, I don't have to go and elaborate in videos. For those of you who know me, that are really close to me, we've been through a lot. And some would say at some point you shouldn't have to fight so hard for something. But I say, if it comes easy to you, then you have to really question it, right? I know it's supposed to be natural, and life is not always going to be a bed of roses. I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all know that because y'all living right now in the now, right? And there are going to be times where you're going to have trials and tribulations, but you just got to focus on what you want to do and what you want to accomplish in this life, right? And more importantly, I've always been taught since I was a youngling, that to put the creator of all first, and then all things will be added unto you according to your works and according to how you are as an individual, right? So for me as a woman, I am seeing a lot of younger women going through a lot of turmoil and backbiting young men. And I'm seeing now, because I have 5 sons, I'm seeing now where the climate is, men are tired. Men are tired of bullshit. They're tired of being used. They're tired of being talked down on. They're tired of being harassed or nagged. I could tell you, by being in a relationship for 25 years, when he comes through the door, I don't immediately hit him up with problems. I let him decompress, because he has to drive. I work from home. He has to deal with traffic. There's certain things you learn with your partner when you've been with them for a long time. Like I said, I guess I'm a dying breed, because nowadays, being married 3 years or 5 years is an accomplishment, let alone 25 years being with the same person. Hopefully we can get to 30, 40, 50. I don't know. But I have siblings that have been together. Their marriages have been 40 plus and almost damn near 50. Well, I'm 56. So I would say at least 40 to 45 years they've been married, right? They've got 15 years on me. Or no, they've got well over 20 years on me, right? They've got, more time invested, more skin in the game. So someone who is of my age in my sister's ages, because I'm the youngest, I'm the baby girl, hence baby girl slaughter. They can tell you some things, right? You want to sit and you want to talk to older women, all right? Some of these women nowadays, they do not have a someone they can look up to and talk to. I'm not saying my shit don't stink, because I am not perfect. I'm telling you, excuse my language. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Okay. Um, I'm not perfect. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, as is everybody. And, you learn from your mistakes and you keep it moving, right? The definition of insanity is when you continue the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, right? So you got to know when to cut your losses and when to walk away and when to fight for something. When you learn that you can't be in a relationship when you have one person going this direction and this person going the other direction. You have to be in one accord, or you at least have to be in some agreement and compromise with each other. Oftentimes, these women nowadays, and it's going to sound like I'm bashing women, because I am a woman and I see the issue. And I remember how I was when I was younger. I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. I have not been perfect. And, there are times where the women nowadays, they want somebody to take care of them, and they want to quote unquote have this feminist movement about themselves, and they want to be equal to a man, but yet they want a man to take care of them. So see, you can't have both ways. I'm sorry. That feminism shit was brought over here by these Europeans, and it was pushed through the black churches. Okay, I'm using black for this video. They've been pushed through this agenda for a purpose, and it was always been to destroy what we had built, because we are the original people of this dome. And when you have others that are created to be a boot on your neck, clones, hybrids, incubators, Cabbage Patch, and other life beings, there's going to be some kind of conflict there. And there's been conflict for millions of years. Even before we came into these avatar bodies, they were warned way before we got here. I'm just going to tell you. So my point is that they did a magnificent job of splitting up the male and female as far as when it comes to the autochthonous, aka the blacks, the Negroes. Okay. And we are at each other's throat. Women nowadays, they believe in this wholehearted feminism shit, and I don't believe in any of that shit. I'm here to tell you. My husband's the head of the household. We compromise with each other. He does listen to me, and I do listen to him. But at the end of the day, I give him his respect, and he makes the final decision. Sometimes I'm not happy with it, but I got to learn. After being 25 years in with the skin in the game, I got to learn when to let him do what he needs to do and follow his lead and respect him for his decision, and not nag him, right? Not constantly berate or nag. And oftentimes women nowadays can't do that. They can't. They can't. Is he perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. But my thing is what, I mean, the way our race is going and these generations are going, because I'm coming back, because I'm talking from a perspective of an indigenous woman, right? I'm speaking from the heart of an indigenous woman. And I see these younger women out here, they are so screwed up in the head, it's unbelievable. They are. And it's all by design by these Zionists. And our people are the biggest culprits. Like, we allowed this shit to happen. The Boule, the Illuminati, you guys are running around here thinking that it's a light skin or a pale skin person, aka white person, when in all actuality, the unseen hand or the hidden hand are melanated people. Albeit they may not be from this dome, they may be outside this dome, but they're here and they watch and they are underground with these other life forms. I'm telling you, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm not passing the buck. I'm simply saying that they did a great job in dividing the original people of the dome, right? They had to, in order to get to where they are today, to form this plan and to carry it out. They had to do what they did. I mean, most people can't connect the dots and see that our people were the problem. We're the foundation of this shit. And ladies, you can't have it both ways. You can't. Now, you want a man to take care of you, but yet you want to be feminism and you want to push this women first and women can do the same thing as men. No, we can't. No, we cannot. No, we cannot. I'm here to tell you, I cannot do everything a man can do, and I'm not even going to put myself in that category. I know my place. I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. And like I said, I was raised in a different time frame than where these girls are coming up now. Some of these women out here are just, I don't blame the men. I don't blame them whatsoever with the way they feel, because I'm looking at it from a perspective of I'm a mother and I have 5 sons. And I don't care how you feel about this. I'm going to piss somebody off and they're going to have something to say, but I really give 2 fucks. Women cannot raise men. I'm going to say it one more time because I'm a woman, a natural woman with curves, stretch marks. I'm overweight. I've buried my children. Okay. I'm going through the change of life now. All right. I'm older. Okay. We cannot raise men. We can take them as little ones, as younglings, as babies and toddlers. But after they get to a certain point, it's the man. That's why it takes 2 people in a household. I can hear you say, well, my mama raised me just fine. Well, if you were raised by a woman, you got feminine tendencies and you're a feminine ass man. I'm going to say it one more time. It takes 2 to raise a man. It takes 2 to raise children, but a woman can't raise a man. I don't give a shit what you say. You can't. You can't. That boy is going to be fucked up in the head. Yeah, and there is some good men out there who are raised by single mothers, but the majority, that's a minority. Because I have associates who have raised boys and they're gay as hell. And there's nothing wrong. Let me put that down here. Let me make myself clear. If that's what you want and that's what you like, that's all on you. But I'm simply saying it takes a man to raise a man. Okay. And as far as this transgender and this feminism stuff and the fact that you have women who want to be men and men who want to be women, I don't support that shit. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm old school. And if it offends you, I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep it 100. Me, don't ask, don't tell. I don't need to see you having your tongue down another man's throat and you're a man. To me, you need to keep that in the bedroom where it belongs. You don't get kudos because you let somebody run into your backside. I'm sorry, you just don't. I mean, I'm from a different generation and I don't believe in that shit. I accept it because I have people that are in my family who I love and who I respect, and it's their decision, but they're not disrespectful with it. You see what I'm saying? And so back to what I was saying, where a woman attempts to raise a man, he's going to pick up the tendencies of that woman. Okay. And I'm a woman saying that to another woman and to any man who may have come across this video. Now you guys can fire off in the comments and say whatever. I give 2 fucks. Like my husband says, I don't want to be like Mike on here. My husband, he's got a mouth. All right. And I'm just simply saying, you need a man in the household. And I can, well, if he was this way and he ain't shit, he got this baby mama over here, this baby. Well, that's your own damn fault because you should have vetted his ass before you laid up in the bed with him. I'm just going to tell you, feels good going in, but it hurts like hell coming out. And then you got to take responsibility and take care of that child for the next 18 to 21 years, irregardless. If he was worthless and this, that, and the other, then you shouldn't have laid down with him. You should have kept your legs closed. I'm just going to keep it 100. So, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with a bunch of delusional ass women. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm telling you, the enemy has infiltrated these shores. They have infiltrated the houses. They have infiltrated the bed. And they got people running around here like they're crazy. And what bigger way to destroy a people than to attack the person who brings in life, right? You need a man to have a child. It takes both, right? And I'm simply saying that from a scientific perspective. Though these things have got robots now to carry a womb, a fetus full term, and they're trying to, and they have been doing a good job of getting rid of the humans, right? We're a dying breed. And the majority of people running around here all crazy, they're misguided and they don't see this shit. So do I know everything? No. I'm putting the puzzle pieces together and I'm just telling you from my understanding, from me fasting, meditating, praying, we're in trouble. And the cause of it is women. Women. You know, when I was young, my mother used to say, you have a mouth on you. Ain't no man gonna put up with that shit. You gotta be able to control yourself and sit down and chill out and learn to bridle your tongue. And sometimes you got to do that shit. Now, right now, I'm being 100 and I'm speaking facts and I'm going to say what I got to say because this is my channel, my platform. And if you don't want to hear it, then you need to unsubscribe and you need to stop watching my videos. I can't be no other way than be who I am. And I'm being 100% real with you. Ladies, y'all got the game fucked up. You know, you want a high value man, but you ain't bringing shit to the table. And then for the ones who are bringing shit to the table, don't think you the only one. My thing is, yeah, you're not married. You need to date. That don't mean sleep with every person you come in contact with, because we've already had this conversation. Like we're going to get into the sexual energy exchange, right? You need to know this person and vet this person. Sometimes you don't know until you know, until it's too late sometimes, right? Granted, I understand that, but the majority of these problems that I see the young women are making is they think just because they got a vajayjay that they're going to be able to keep a man. And that doesn't work that way. Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to get my age. You're going to gain weight like me. Yeah, I may have a nice face. I may still take care of myself. I exercise, whatever. I'm just saying. But your looks are going to fade. Your looks are going to fade. So you think you're going to lock him down while you got a beautiful figure. You can crank out a couple of babies and he's going to be there for you and take care of you. Nope. Mistake number 2, you need to always make sure you take care of yourself, irregardless whether you're in a relationship or not. And a majority of people, because I'm seeing this from a man's perspective and from a woman's perspective, when you get in a relationship, you end up losing yourself. You want to provide for this person. You want to take care of this person. You want to do for this person. You want to be around this person all the time. But you have to understand something. You have to know what your value and your worth is coming into the relationship. And you got to be on point, and it's got to be an equal footing. And today's times, it's not an equal footing. And I'm speaking this way to women because as a woman myself, I haven't always been the perfect person. I've been in relationships prior to this marriage, right? So what I'm simply telling you is that you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and provide for yourself, and always have that. Now, if you get into a relationship and he doesn't want you to work and wants you to have children, that's different, but you have to communicate with each other and you have to talk to each other. Don't just think because you got this dude and he's got, a education, a great job, a career, owns a company, owns a business. You've got him on lock. No, you've always got to have your own sense or your own identity. You don't just get yourself wrapped up into a person to where you lose yourself and you depend on them 110%. Now, if you have a relationship and he does not want you to work, that's different. But I've always worked. I've always provided for myself, and I always will provide for myself, even though I'm married. And my husband's okay with that. And he understands that. And we're a 2-income household. Some people don't make the amount of money that he and I make, right? Some people make less. Some people make way more. I'm just simply saying, when you get into a relationship, nowadays what I see, especially when my sons are young enough and they're dating and the women out there are just, they're not worth shit. They're not. And I'm sorry if I'm bashing on young women, so be it. But you need to hear it because your mama ain't telling your ass. Because 9 times out of 10, she's like that out there in the club, my age, doing the shit that you trying to do. So who's really guiding women nowadays. The fucking TV, social media, you know. And even if you go into a place of worship, if that's your thing, okay. But I know women from previous where I used to work in places like that go to church just to find a man. Well, every other woman is in church trying to find a man. Then you got the ones in the clubs trying to find a man. You ain't going to find a man in those places. What you need to realize is you have to work on yourself. And when the time is right, that person will enter your life. What I see is people trying to force relationships, especially these women nowadays, online, OnlyFans, all this bullshit. All that shit need to be cut out. You need to go back to where we were. Like there was no cell phones. There was no video evidence of any stupid shit out there. Now today's, you can stream and be live in what, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, and do some hellified shit. I'm just simply saying to bring it back. These women out here nowadays ain't shit. I'm going to tell you, they not. And I see why the men act the way they do. Because and I'm saying this as a woman, as the perspective of being a woman, we have done so much devious shit to men, and we've tried to manipulate and use men, that now they're waking up to the bullshit and they're not going to put up with it anymore. So if you have a high value man or you're interested in a high value man, you have to bring that to the table yourself. You have to be a high value person. That means body on point, mind on point, spiritual on point. And sometimes, ladies, not everybody's meant to be in a damn relationship. I'm just going to tell you. Some of y'all need to not be in relationships and just sit it out. I mean, get you a dog or a cat. Get you a damn animal. Because that's what it's coming down to. These men out here ain't playing no more. And I'm speaking from a mother. I have 5 sons. They're grown. But I'm not going to get out here and say no business and nothing like that. I'm just going to simply say this. I tell my sons, focus on yourself. Take care of yourself. Do the things you want to do. And when the time is right, that person will come along in your life. And if not, they find by themselves. I'm just telling you. I mean, not everybody's meant to be in a relationship. Yeah, I mean, we're taught that Prince Charming is going to come along and we're going to have this big house. We're going to get married, big, beautiful wedding, and we're going to have children. We're going to raise our kids and we're going to grow old together. Nowadays, that's not even the fantasy anymore, you guys. Just trying to make it day to day. I mean, and when you're out there in the dating world, I'm hearing from my friends and things like that, there's nothing but users out there. They see you with X, Y, and Z. They want X, Y, and Z and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. They want to take everything. So, and that goes for both male and female perspective. My thing is you have to have something to offer in the relationship, and it's more than just sex, and it's more than just money, right? If they're not giving you the same amount of time and investment and energy, then this is quote unquote, the fake ass 2025, which I really know it's 1017, 1020, somewhere in there. But if they're not giving the same type of energy that you're giving them, then you need to walk away from that shit. Keep your dignity intact and keep it moving. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I've been 30 minutes talking about this. Let me get into this, all right? I just had to drop that off because I felt compelled to say that because I do have sons. All right. And my thing is men are tired. Just as simple. They tired of the bullshit. So ladies, please start carrying yourself in a different perspective and looking at it from a different set of eyes. Seriously. And I mean, if you're a woman that's so desperate to fucking have a man, then you have more issues than you realize. And you need to sit your ass down in the corner somewhere and go talk to your mom. If your mom's not the woman to talk to, then go talk to your friend's mom or big mama or somebody. Reach out. I'm just telling you. I mean, we gotta do better as women, and we gotta do better as a species of male and female. And we definitely have to do better as autochthonous indigenous people of color. All right. That's all Nisi's going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's get into it. I'm sorry I went on so long, but that was on my heart. And I really had to speak those words because someone needed to hear that shit. Just going to be honest with you. Someone needed to hear that shit. And like I said, I ain't always had the perfect life. I've been through a lot of shit, a lot. But I was fortunate to have older women there. Some weren't married and some were married and some were widowed that were in my life as a guiding factor. And there's been more than one woman that's been in my life, right? That has been there for me, in addition to my mother when my mother was alive. So I'm just going to tell you, in order for you to maintain a relationship and to have a healthy and harmonious and balance in your home, you've really got to know who you are and value yourself and know your worth first and foremost, and have that direct connection with the creator of all. Some of y'all call it God. I don't use that word. I say source or creator. But you really got to understand, you got to work on self and you've got to be ready for that when it comes into your life, and stop trying to force something. Because some of you all are damaged and some of you all really need to heal, and you keep inflicting that pain on top of pain on top of pain to numb yourself and to go with the next person you see, when really and truly you know that nigga ain't no good, and you know that hoe ain't no good. I'm just gonna tell you. So sometimes you just need to sit back and chill. I'm just telling you. Let's get into it. What is sexual energy? Our vital life force and the energy responsible for life creation constitutes a force that not only initiates and shapes life, but also sustains it. Sexual energy serves as a life-giving force that breathes vitality into all living beings on a physical level throughout your lifespan. This energy not only gives rise to life, but also consistently nurtures and supports it. In essence, it grants you life at the moment of birth, yet its influence extends far beyond continuously renewing and regenerating your cells. The essence of sexual energy lies in both creation and creativity. The foundational origin of each individual is rooted in the realm of sex. As we all emerge from it, our existence is intrinsically tied to sexual healing, which acts as a primary source of life creation. Without this vital force, life would lack the impetus, the motivation, and the driving energy required for its continuous manifestation. They are creating clones. They have been doing it for a very long time. There are a lot of people walking around here who are Cabbage Patch and clones that come from those line of people, and they're still creating these things. I do not care how you feel. I do not care if you don't believe it. When you close your eyes, you'll see everything for what it truly is if you're not connected now. All right. I'm simply telling you, they have moved exponentially and they're getting ready to do another reset. They're going to flip the switch and millions, if not billions of people are going to be unalived. It's going to happen. They've done it 6 times before. This will be what, number 7? And from what I understand, this is going to be the final one. So like these beings that think they're going to get away with this shit continually, the creator of all is tired. He's tired of the BS. All right. It's tired of the BS, if you want to say he. Because I look at the creator is a male and female, encompasses light and dark. It's the yin and yang. It's the balance. It's the energy. It's a life spark. It flows through everything. It can take on whatever form it wants to be. If it wants to be a woman, if it wants to be a man, it doesn't matter. It encompasses everything. So my point is they've been creating these clones for a very long time. All right. We don't have to carry children. Not anymore. All right. They can grow them in a lab. Been doing that for a while. And if y'all don't believe it, that's not my problem. You need to do your research. My point is that they're going on to the next evolution, next phase. And that's why they're pushing this AI and they're pushing this transgenderism. Not only because of the reptilians, because they are genderless, if you want to say that, because they lay eggs. Okay. They have both sexes, right? They can take on the female aspect and take over the body through the brain or through the eyes, right? They can do that. And they've been doing it for a long time. And they're slowly taking us over as hosts. I know how that sounds, but you're here to learn. I'm here to explain some things. I'm sharing information I find interesting. I'm just giving you a little bit more perspective to tell you that the human race is in trouble, if you want to call it that. All right. Emotion is energy in motion. The most potent among all human emotions is the one associated with sexuality. Yeah. While there exist other mental stimulants, none of them individually or collectively can match the compelling force of sexual desire. A mental stimulant refers to an influence that can either temporarily or permanently elevate the frequency of thought vibrations. The yearning for sexual expression stands as one of the most robust human emotions when this desire is redirected towards activities beyond mere physical actions, such as intellectual or creative pursuits. It possesses the potential to people an individual to a genius level. In simpler terms, channeling this potent energy into other realms of life may result in extraordinary achievements and heightened capabilities. Yeah, especially if you come together in a union and you understand how to utilize this for your benefit, for the both of you as a couple. All right, is when you have these energy vampires and these lower vibrational beings or things that use sex in a negative, derogatory way, especially when it comes to the younglings. All right. So exercising restraint from succumbing to these desires not only requires mental strength, but also manifests as discipline through across all facets of our lives. The energy preserved from the restraint can be transmuted into critical thinking, creativity, physical exertion, and most notably, activating the Kundalini to stimulate the pineal gland. The triangle, I'm going to show you the aspect down is female, up is male. When the both come together, it means creation. This is where you see the Star of David right here. Take a screenshot. Okay. Now, the Pornhub logo features an orange hue symbolizing the sacral chakra associated with the sexual energy, which is below. And it says how to transmute sexual energy. Sexual transmutation involves redirecting the accumulating sexual energy at the base of the spine, the sacral energy, okay, within oneself and channel it towards a different purpose or endeavor. When transmuting sexual energy, we are working with all of our bodies because sexual energy exists on the physical, the etheric, the astral, and the emotional and the mental levels of our being. So it takes everything, okay? A tantric edging. Tantric edging is a technique involved. I have this gnat still messing with me. The tantric edging is a technique involving engaging in sexual activity and intentionally approaching the brink of orgasm without reaching the point of ejaculation or climax. Rooted in ancient tantric traditions, this practice is designed to enhance energy levels, sharpen your focus, and inspire creativity. Okay. Now, the next part is observe and non-judgmentally. Engage in the practice of allowing any feelings that surface within you to emerge freely. Aim to refrain from passing judgment and instead adopt the role of a neutral observer. That takes practice. I'm going to tell you, it does. Recognizing these feelings as natural occurrences and simply observe what they reveal about yourself. Avoid categorizing them as explicitly as sexual energy. Instead, approach them as sensations, allowing a more open and non judgmental exploration. Okay? Sex is a sacred ritual, whether you know it or not. Sex is an exchange of energy and DNA. DNA holds all the information about that person, including traumas, mental problems, and everything about that person. This is why when you sleep with different people, that person's baggage, energy baggage wise, spiritual energy, etheric, all passes to you and their DNA stays with you. I don't care how you feel, ladies. Every person you've ever slept with is in you. Same for you guys, men. So that's why I say you have to be very, very careful about who you sleep with. Okay. Sometimes you may have to do a cord cutting. I'm just going to tell you. And some people say, well, that sounds like witchcraft, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to argue with you people. Either you're going to learn something or you're not. I'm just going to tell you. A heartbreak is hard to get over. And we've all had that. Okay. If you've lived in these bodies, in this realm, you've been through that. All right. Sometimes you don't want to eat, you can't sleep, you cry, you can't focus. Some people have even taken their life behind another individual. And I'm just going to simply say this. When you love wholeheartedly. And this is why you have to guard yourself. Men and women, you have to guard yourself because when you first get into a relationship, you meet so-called quote unquote the representative of that person. It's not the real person. Only until you've been dating them a while do you know the real person. And sometimes you can spend a lifetime with the person and you would never even know truly who they are. That's how some serial killers were married to women and had families and they didn't even know that this guy was hacking bodies up and down the road. Just gonna tell you. So you have to guard yourself. And you have to be in a meditative mindset and you really have to be able to use your discernment. And when you get into these relationships, your discernment goes out the window because I'm going to tell you, women are emotional creatures. We are emotional. So if a guy tells you everything you want to hear and he says it and you believe it, and then you get in hook, line, and sinker, and then you later find out he's seeing 2 or 3 other women, yeah, you feel betrayed, but that's not every man. Not every guy is going to do that. There's only certain type of men that are going to move that way. And really, he's not a man if he's going to do that. A real man is not going to lead you on. He's not going to play games. A real man is going to know what he wants and he's going to go after it and he's going to land it and he's going to take care of it. And you're going to have a good relationship. But no relationship is perfect. But I'm simply telling you that you really have to start vetting people. And if you don't have that mindset to vet a person, or you don't think you're spiritually mature enough to do that, then you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be having sex with different people. I'm sorry. You don't. Save yourself the headache and save people trauma because that's what's going on. This person over here is traumatized and is taken out on 5 different people. Like the guy who I shared a video from 7 grams. This guy, he had sex with I don't know how many women and he had HIV and he infected them all. And even his pregnant girlfriend, she has HIV and she had a set of twins. So what are we doing? I'm just simply saying it's something that we have to have an intelligent conversation about, and it just can't be just one-sided with men. It has to be women speaking up and talking about this stuff. I mean, what are we really dealing with, you guys? You know? It's true. When you sleep with these different people, that DNA still stays within you. And then you wonder why the hell you have so many emotions and why you're so upset all the time and why you do this and that. It's because of the freaking DNA. It's the energy that you haven't cleared from your body. I'm just going to tell you. So everyone you've ever kissed or had sex with, you have exchanged DNA with. This will affect you in some way or another as you are downloading all of that person's information into your DNA. That's why we got a lot of crazy motherfuckers running around here. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I'm just being 100. I'm being myself. I can't be no other way. I'm too old to be sugarcoating shit. Demonic entities that may feed off that person can also be transferred onto you. So you're wondering why you're having all these difficulties in your life. And it was probably because before that person showed up in your life was a certain way. And now that this person is in your life and possibly quite moved on to somebody else, you still feeling the ramifications of the effects. I'm going to say it one more time. Demonic entities that may feed off that person can also be transferred onto you. You can be a host for that. Demonic entities normally feed off sexually addicted people, as sexual energy is a very powerful force that they may feed. And I'm physically speaking, these things attach yourself and energetically, and then you end up having a relationship with this person and you catch something that you can't get rid of. And it's a constant reminder of this person. I'm just telling you. If you do not believe in spirits, then you should learn how to astral travel and see them for yourself. And I'm here to tell you, some of them are horrifying. Playing out sex creates a very high vibration and can be used to raise the Kundalini energy from the base of your spine to the third eye. This is called the white tantra sex. This sex is a non-ejaculatory sex where you raise the orgasm up from the spine to the head region and have an internal orgasm, activating the pineal gland. This is a very powerful way for both males and females to raise their state of consciousness. And I would go through this and how to do it, but my thing is at this point in time, there are a lot of people, well, let me put it this way. At this point in time, there are a lot of hurt and damaged and just bad energetically people walking around here. And they can utilize this same energy to harvest something from you, right? And so, again, energy vampires are real. Demons, lower vibrational entities, things that come through these portals, gateways, they're real. Women, we are a gateway in all of ourselves. Our womb is a gateway. And if you're polluting it with drugs, alcohol, multiple sex partners, what are you going to bring forth from that portal? Your bloodline starts with you and it can stop with you, as is the same as a man. A man is a scepter. But the most powerful unit is when a man and a woman come together and he imprints the seed within her. Then you've created a whole nother being to come through your portal. And people aren't looking at it energetically like that. They're just not. And they should be. 5 simple steps into regular sex, into tantric sex. I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to read them. Intention, eye connection, heart connection, breath connection, and energy activation. Chakra functions in a relationship. I'm going to say this. A woman receives, a man gives with stamina and physical strength. There has to be a balance between the two. We are out of balance as in Fatness, indigenous men and women. We're out of balance. We are the only women. I know I'm going to get flack on this, but I don't give a shit. We're the only women that can talk trash about our own men. I don't see no Indian women doing that. I don't see no Asian women doing that. I don't see no pale skinned women doing that, although some of them do, because they're starting to act like us, disrespectful and crazy. I don't see that in other races, not on the level that we have it within our own race. And I'm speaking to you as a indigenous woman. I am not black. Don't claim that. I'm not dead and I'm not pale. I'm a sentient being in this body that is copper colored. We're the only race of women that do that shit. Women give sexual energy and we get connection and intimacy. We are emotional creatures. I'm telling you. There are a lot of men out there who utilize that to their advantage. Vice versa. There are women that do the same thing to men. I'm speaking from my point of view of what I'm seeing. Okay. I can't speak for somebody else. I can only speak for me. A man receives that. Women receives and man gives protection, safety, stability, including emotional. Okay. When women fall in love, they fall in love with the man. Okay. We get all emotional. It's the way it makes me feel. You get butterflies, your hands sweat. You like the way he smells, his package, his whole total unit, him, whatever. The way he looks, his height, whatever. And then if he makes great money, that's a plus. If he's wealthy, that's a plus. We fall in love with that, what we see and what could be. And then if he says the right things, it's an emotional attachment. And then we'll just lose it. We'll go, especially if the sex is great. A man, on the other hand, he can have sex with 10 different women and have 50 babies. He could have 100 women and have all the babies. But he could only truly love one woman and have her as his soulmate. Or he could have multiple women, 3, 4, 5 women, true solid women, and then play around with X, Y, and Z. I'm just telling you, men are built different than women. They think differently. We are emotional creatures. We're going to fall in love based on how they make us feel. Men will fall in love with what they see, and also the person, with their heart. But a man's the perspective of the way he thinks, and I can't speak for a man. I can only tell you from my life experience of what I've observed. Okay. If a man truly loves you, he won't lie to you. He won't run around on you, and he won't cheat on you. Now, if that happens in a relationship and you guys can get through it and go to counseling and figure out why those things happen, vice versa, if a woman cheats on a man and that happens in a relationship, you have to talk. You have to have a communication. It's harder for a man to take a woman when she has messed around on him, vice versa, right? It's easier, I think, for a woman to take a man back if he's been unfaithful than a man to take a woman, right? It's not saying that it can't be done, because I know it is every single day. I know that for a fact. But I'm just simply telling you that from a woman's perspective, we love differently, we see differently, and we fall for what a man says. And when we get so far emotionally invested, we don't look at what he does. We don't see him for what he really is. And I guess you could say that about a man too as well. Now, I know back in the day, we didn't used to get married, and we didn't believe in this whole marriage thing that was brought over here by the Europeans and so forth, a money grab, obviously. But in a village, yeah, a chief would have his wife, and then he would also have concubines. I mean, I'm just going to tell you. I mean, now there are some men that only want one woman, and that's it, And then there are some men that can't handle multiple women, especially if they're crazy. I'm just going to tell you. So, what are we saying? What am I really saying here? I'm telling you that women and men love differently and they think differently. Women are emotional creatures. And there are some men that take advantage of that. Okay. I'm not just getting out here preaching about how bad we are as women as a whole. I'm just simply telling you from a woman's perspective, we bring a lot of this shit on ourselves. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So a man can provide protection, okay, safety and stability, and that's what most women want. I'm just telling you. So, and a woman will receive that. A woman gives love, joy, spontaneity, and emotional support. She takes care of the home. The man goes out there and works and does that. That was back then, the conventional times, right? When I was growing up. Now it's completely different. I mean, we still have that, but it's becoming further and further not the norm anymore. It's more prevalent to be in a single parent home than it is with a 2-parent home. The new thing now my son's taught me is co-parenting. Never heard that shit before, but co-parenting. So that's the thing. So we as women give that and the man receives it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So men provide protection, safety, and stability and emotional too, emotional support. And women receive that, but then also women provide love, joy, spontaneity, emotional support, and the man receives that. Man gives respect, status, listening, and understanding, and women receive that. Women give vision, ideas, intuition, belief, future plans, and man receives that. A man gives mental strength, and women give spiritual guidance. Men are really the power force, and we are really the strength as well. Okay. We can be the backbone, the glue of the family. But I'm always going to tell you, it takes two people. And it's not easy. The shit ain't easy. I'm going to tell you, 25 years in the game, it's not easy. But I will say this, I do love my husband, and he loves me. And we are here in this time frame in this world, and I would not want to be with anybody else but him, because that's my heart. That's my baby. True enough. We've had our differences, we've had our battles, we've been through a lot together, and it was a time or two where we're going to call it quits, but we compromised, we made it through, and we are staying steadfast. So, I mean, some people tap out, and that's okay. That is okay. And some people go through a horrendous marriage and they never get married again. Some people get married and they find the love of their life. Right? And they just had children by someone else. That's fine too. I'm not throwing shade on anyone except women nowadays and their mindset with this feminism bullshit. And some women who have this woke mentality also, it's going to be hard to find a man like that. Men are not putting up with that shit these days. I'm just telling you. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to sit down and ride this shit out. You may have to. I'm not being the bearer of bad news or saying something that you don't already know. I'm just speaking from my point of view. I don't know everything. Like I said, I'm just resharing some information, and I'm talking to you as though I would talk to you in person, right? I'm telling you that we are in trouble. And if you can't see it just by scrolling on social media and listening to these YouTube podcasts, then you are sleeping under a rock. This next part, like I said, sex is a sacred ritual that transcends the physical realm and that also takes place on the astral plane. When two people engage in sexual acts, they are in fact forming a union on the astral level. During this astral connection, the two light bodies merge, transferring energy, emotions, and information into each other's light body. Okay? Remember, it's always about energy. Emotions are powerful astral forces, and through sexual interaction, individuals become emotionally entangled. The exchange is a form of magic, creating astral contracts that bind these two individuals together until these connections are consciously severed through powerful rituals or spells. That's why I said a cord cutting ceremony. But most of you all don't know that, so that's another video. Anyway, when two people are linked astrally and emotionally, they continue to influence each other's emotional states, even across vast distances. Energy is a real thing, you guys. This is an energetic plane that we live in. For example, if one partner is aggressive or unhappy, these emotional states can impact the other person involved in the union. This astral connection is profound and has lasting effects, making it crucial to be mindful of the energies and emotions shared during such intimate acts. Understanding the deeper implications of these bonds can help individuals navigate their relationships, okay, with greater awareness and intention. Sex should be approached with a profound respect and intention. ideally between two individuals who are deeply in love and committed to a lifelong relationship. This is because the act of sex creates a significant and powerful connection on the astral plane. So not only are you creating this physical tie here, you're binding it in other realms. And most people don't understand that. All right. These are powerful connections on the astral plane as well, often referred to as a sacred astral marriage. This union forms a deep spiritual bond that reflects the genuine and enduring connection between the two partners. Many ancient traditions and religions, including Christianity, advocate for marriage before engaging in sexual activity. These traditions are rooted in an understanding of the profound power of an inherent in the sexual ritual. Okay. They recognize that sex is not merely a physical act, but a spiritual one that intertwines the energies and emotional states of those involved. By reserving this act for a committed and loving relationship, these traditions aim to honor and protect the sanctity of the profound connection. Well, we know it's not like that nowadays. And I'm going to tell you, and this probably isn't for another topic because I taught my sons about this a long time ago when they were little. Okay. And I don't want to be disrespectful or graphic, but I'm just going to say this. There are some women out there who do use blood magic on men. They do. And my aunts, my grandmother's sisters, because there was twins, 4 sets, there's a big family, would always talk to us, me and my cousins, about going over people's houses and eating their food. More importantly, I would always talk to my sons and tell them, you don't eat at her house for a while. And if you do, you need to make sure you watch her make the food. There are women that do some ungodly things. They put their monthly in the food and mix it, especially if it's red. I have sons that don't eat red stuff at all. I'll tell you. And I mean, that's a real thing. And I'm not trying to be derogatory. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just simply telling you that was taught to me as a youngling. Like I was like 7 years old. And I passed that down to my sons because I understand that being a Thotanist, indigenous, and American Indian, and my aunts knew a lot of people and they had associates that knew that stuff. I'm just simply telling you that that is a real thing today. They still do this blood magic ritual today, and they have high priestesses that do this shit. Why do you think everybody's running around here crazy, acting like they this, that, and the other? Because majority of people are under spell. And it's a blood magic spell, and it can be utilized through a sexual ritual. I'm going to tell you, I don't want to get too deep. Now, I could go left with this, but I'm just telling you, there is a thing with blood magic and sex and men and women. And just as well as a woman can do it to a man can do it to a woman too. So it works both ways. You just got to understand that. So when you're out here doing certain things with people, you got to be mindful of this shit. And when you're seeing a person in a club, you're not thinking that way. I know people that have been out to a club, has something put in a drink, and they end up in a fucking bag, a tub full of ice, missing body parts, man. I'm not being funny when I say that shit. This shit goes on every single freaking day. Y'all really got to snap about the coma. I'm not on here preaching or not on here saying something that y'all don't know. I'm just simply telling you, I knew this shit as a kid. Our youngest grandsons will be 6. One will be 6 next month. At that age, I already knew about this shit. I knew about blood magic. I knew about stuff like that. Certain things I was not allowed to do and do things, you know. You have to teach your children when they're young. Taught my sons that shit a long time ago. Y'all gotta be mindful. I'm just gonna say, man, y'all gotta really, do you really know her? Do you really know her? And you wonder why you following her and lusting after her. It just ain't because she got a big booty and nice thighs and she's nice and firm in the right places, especially when you enter into the gateway of the portal. It's more than that. Just gonna tell you, Not gonna harp on it. Let me keep reading because I know I'm at an hour. And y'all probably go, oh shit, baby girl's on one. Yeah, I'm just speaking the truth. It's on my heart. It's on my mind. They recognize that sex is not merely a physical act, but a spiritual one that intertwines the energies and emotional states of those involved. By reserving this act for a committed and loving relationship, these traditions aim to honor and protect the sanctity of this profound connection. I am not going to sit up here and say this in a derogatory way, but when you have two women, two lesbians, and one of them falls head over in heels and the other one is so, you always in a relationship where one loves the other, right? I'm just going to simply say there's blood magic in that too, because I know some lesbians can be hella crazy. And you may be dealing with a stalker. You may be dealing with, she's out there and then she want to come back to you because you a good woman and she's out there doing whatever. I'm just telling you, there's blood magic into that too. So don't think just because it's a man and a woman, it can't happen to two women and it can happen to two men. Do I really need to start talking about some stuff? Because the stuff I know will trip you out. But we're not here for that. In contrast, casual sex, often driven by superficial desires such as a greed, lust, or monetary attraction, tends to vibrate at a lower frequency on the astral plane. People can harvest your energy when you have sex with them, and you could come away with more than what you think. I'm not talking about an STD. I'm talking about a spiritual entity that attaches to your ass on top of it, a pregnancy, and maybe a STD. I'm just telling you, you rolling the dice, man. You think that condom is really going to protect you from all that? It may protect you from not getting somebody pregnant, but you're still exchanging DNA, especially if you're kissing them. And if you go out to eat, I'm just telling you. You can walk away from the table and they can slip something in your food. Or if you don't partake in fellatio, at some point you will. I'm just telling you. Y'all not thinking. Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all really don't want me to get started. I'm going to bring it back in. I'm going to dial it back. We're almost done. All right, it says the lower vibrational energy can inadvertently attract negative entities or lower dimensional influences that seek to exploit or feed off this type of energy. Yeah. When you're dating these different men, do you think that something is not in that house watching you get dressed and getting ready to go out and meet another man? I'm just telling you. Such encounters may not only diminish the spiritual significances of the act, but also invite harmful energies into the participants' lives. And you're like, oh my God, she's such a good girl. She was this, she was that, she was never like this. But she met that one guy or that one woman that set your ass up, or that one guy who took your life. I done known several people that lost their life behind relationships, murder, suicide. Women come up unalive in trunks and shit. I'm telling you, found in the side of ditches. Y'all better watch out. I'm just trying to tell you. They walk to and from the earth, disembodied souls, and they be looking for that next fix, and it could be you. When sexual activity is engaged in from a place of love and deep passion and high vibrational energy, it fosters a protective and positive atmosphere. This love-based connection elevates the energy, creating a shield against negative influences and ensuring that the experiences align with higher spiritual principles. By approaching sex with intention, respect, and commitment, individuals can honor the sacred nature of the ritual and cultivate a connection that enhances both their spiritual and emotional well-being. Everything that looks good ain't always good, guys, ladies. Sex invoking ritual, manifestation ritual, and a warning. I'm going to read the warning part because I know I've been on here a while. Y'all want me to keep reading? Let me just get through it. I'm just going to try not to interject, all right? Because this is important information and I want to reshare it with you all. But I may be joking about some things and smiling about it, but it really is not a joking situation. It's a very serious situation, especially for us as melanated women. I mean, and I know it sounds like I done got down on so-called quote unquote black women and this, that, and the other, but somebody got to say it. And it might as well be me. I'm just telling you. I'm not perfect, not by no means. And I'm not saying that. I'm simply telling you that you wonder why things ain't going well for you. Then it could be something that's attached to you or something you're carrying that you need to release. You need to be released from it. And if you just can't get your mind right, then maybe it's time for you to sit down and not be with anybody else and infect somebody else with the bullshit. And that goes for both a man and as well as a woman. All right. Soul invoking ritual. One form of sex magic can be used with the intention of attracting a high vibrational soul into the physical plane. If a couple desires to conceive a child, the sexual act, particularly when the male ejaculation into the female uterus, opens a portal through the ether into the astral plane. What do you think's lurking on the other side? Could it be a positive life force, or could you be ready to bore a demon seed incarnate? I'm just going to say, little Timmy was playing with them scissors and he did what? And it ain't even got to be little Timmy. It could be little Natalie. I'm just telling you. It could be, little Michelle. It could be anybody. I'm just telling you. It's a gateway, women. We have a portal. Be careful what you sleep with because you don't know what's going to come forth out of that union. This portal facilitates the manifestation of a soul into the material realm. To ensure that this process attracts a high vibrational soul, if you're a low vibrational being and you sleeping around with other low vibrational beings, what do you think is going to come through that portal when it's time for you to have a baby? To ensure that this process attracts a high vibrational soul, it is essential to create an environment that supports this intention. First, purify the space by banishing negative energy through the use of burning herbs such as sage, rosemary, or bay leaves. Some of you Christians will say that's negative, that's demonic, that's this and that's that. Well, I'm just going to say this, and I'm not trying to be a smart ass when I say it, but I'm just going to keep it 100 because I'm going to be myself no matter what. Some of the biggest damn demons are in the damn church, running around looking for who they can devour. The majority of the spiritually sick are in those places of worship for a reason. And it's not because they're trying to be saved and make sure that they get a ticket to heaven with Christ. It ain't that. Matter of fact, it's the total opposite. These herbs are traditionally used for their cleansing properties, which help to clear out any lower vibrational entities or negative influences. Women, when you are going through something very, very traumatic and deep, my aunts, my grandmother's sisters, my cousins, ladies would always come together and they would stand in a circle and they would sing and they would pray over me. They would pray over me, and as well as I did it to other ladies. Multiple friends would come together and just hold hands. Women, we are powerful, powerfully made and wonderfully made. But a lot of us are walking around here broken, and you got to give yourself time to heal. And you need a support of another good woman to be there for you and to be there with you. If you're running around with a single woman, and you're married, you ain't going to be married for long. And if you run around and you're in a relationship with a man and you got single friends, you ain't going to be in that relationship for long. I'm here to tell you, women are some of the most treacherous things out there walking. And it goes for saying with men too. But if your girlfriend sees that you got a good man, don't you think she ain't going to throw some game at him? And if your man is weak, what you think going to happen? I'm just simply telling you, you can't have everybody running up in your house and you can't have everybody in your damn business. Before engaging in the sex magic ritual, both partners should focus on raising the energy and frequency of the surroundings. This can be achieved by chanting high vibrational words of light and setting a positive, loving intention. Both partners need to align their intention with love, light, and high vibrational emotions. This is what you need to do if this is what you want to bring forth. All right. You can't do it if both of you are on a different vibrational frequency. I'm just going to tell you, it's a mixed bag. During the sex act, maintain a deep sense of love and passion, as this will enhance this ritual's effectiveness. By focusing on these high vibrational energies, the couple can invoke higher astral plane energies and create a favorable environment for the conception of a soul that resonates with their elevated frequencies. If both of your parents are in love and they're in the act of and they're focusing on each other and they're in the moment and they really have intentions, then yes, they can bring forth a high vibrational being that has that same love and energy within them. But if you've got people who are fighting or just having sex, who are drunk or on drugs and doing all kind of crazy shit, then you may bring forth something of that lower nature. You got to understand this stuff. And I know people don't talk about this. You're not going to learn this in the church. They're going to say it's hoodoo voodoo and you should stay away from it. That's of the devil. But I've already talked to you about what devil means. It's the lower astral plane or the lower dimensional form. It's the matter. You're in the matter. You're in the physical form. You've devolved. You need to unveil because you've got a veil over yourself. You've fallen. Okay. Lower astral plane, the lower existence, the lower existence of your being. You're in the matter form. Okay. That's what this means. And let me tell you, these elites and these Illuminati people, they know all this shit. They work it so damn well. They do. They use it to their advantage. By carefully preparing the space and aligning their intentions, the couple can potentially influence the type of soul that enters the world, ensuring that the incoming spirit is a high vibrational nature. This approach blends spiritual intention with practical rituals to foster the manifestation of a soul that embodies love and light. And if both of them are focusing on the same thing at the same time, it will be. There's no stopping it. It will come into existence. It will. Because energy flows where intention goes. So if you're both focused and intent on that one thing, you will achieve it. It will be so because you command it, because we are God's incarnate. Man in the flesh is God. God, man is flesh. Our flesh is God, man. You know what I'm trying to say. Manifestation ritual. We can harness sexual energy to manifest a desired reality into fruition. Begin by purifying the space where the ritual will take place, using burning herbs such as sage, mulberry, or bay leaves, known for the cleansing properties. These herbs help remove negative energy and create a clean, positive atmosphere conducive to the ritual. Before engaging in the sexual magic ritual, both partners should focus on elevating the energy and frequencies of their surroundings. This can be achieved by chanting high vibrational words of light and setting a clear intention of love, light, and positivity. Once the preparation is complete, perform the sexual ritual with the intention and visualization of the desired reality. You both have to be physically and spiritually and mentally in tune with each other. We are God incarnate. We manifest, we bring forth what we conceive. I don't know how to be any plainer than that. And most people still think, oh, well, I don't affect this. I mean, the devil made me do it, or, God's going to bring this to me. But don't you know that you are God because God lives within you? You're God in the flesh. So we don't act like it. We're walking around here like lowly sinners when sin does not mean what they've taught you all this time with this indoctrination. See, you're not going to learn this stuff by going into the church. You're not. And I mean, it's nothing wrong with you. If that's where you're at spiritually and mentally, then you stay on that plane of existence. I'm just simply telling you, this is red pill over here. So the act itself generates powerful energy which can significantly impact the astral plane. As sexual energy is very potent, it provides a strong foundation for manifesting intentions. Additionally, during sex, the woman's subconscious is highly receptive and open. Yes, because the man is considered conscious and the woman is considered subconscious, right? So it's what they say always starts with the woman. It's always the damn woman, I'm telling you. Highly receptive and open, making this a prime opportunity for deep subconscious reprogramming. By vividly imagining and emotionally experiencing the desired reality during the act, you align your high vibrational energies with your goals. Why do you think these beings and these entities always go for the women? Why they molest little girls? Why they do heinous things? Because they're trying to affect the gateway because they know we are a portal. And yet you've got some religions who treat women like second-class citizens. They know it too. They just don't speak it. The combined effect of the powerful sexual energy and the open, receptive state of the subconscious can facilitate the manifestation of your desired reality, bringing it into a tangible existence. This approach leverages the profound impact of sexual energy to influence and shape the astral plane, making your intentions a reality. I'm not going to try to beat the dead horse over the head with a stick. I may have to come back and do another part to this because I'm leaving out a lot of information. I really am. And I'm doing it in bits and pieces, but this is on my heart to speak it, to talk about this, because this is an issue. It is a problem with our society. It is a problem within our race specifically. The majority of melanated people call themselves black. They're under a spell. They don't even know it. And they don't even know how this can be utilized against you. How you've slept with that one individual and other individuals that person slept with is now in your DNA and it's now in your energy field and it is now affecting your life. And they want to say, oh, sprinkle the blood of Jesus, go get baptized. It's more than just that. It's more than just that. Here's the warning, and this is the last part. I'm wrapping it up. Might have to do a part 2. When performing these powerful rituals, it is crucial to ensure that your intentions are pure and aligned with positive purpose, because it can go the opposite way if it's a negative mindset. Engaging in such practices for selfish or negative reasons can have significant and detrimental effects on your life. Yeah, it can. The natural forces that drive these manifestations are potent and should not be manipulated lightly. It is, sorry, I'm getting a call. I'm wrapping it up. It is advisable to focus on white magic, which is practiced with intention of benefiting yourself and humanity as a whole. White magic operates from a place of benevolence and seeks to promote positive outcomes and harmony. By aligning your rituals with these higher intentions, you respect the natural forces at play and harness their energy in a way that contributes to the greater good. This mindful approach helps to ensure that your actions are not only effective, but also ethically sound, fostering a positive impact on your life and the world around you. I'm just going to say this about dark magic or black magic, negative energy and bringing it forth. I am not even going to touch on that, and I can tell you so much, but I'm just not, for the sake of time and for the sake of the fact that I'm not beating a dead horse over the head with a stick. And I think I've said enough to where if someone who's watching it needed to hear the message, they got it. All right. What I'm simply telling you is that there is a lot more play than what anybody could ever imagine. There are dark forces that are working with these entities that are here, and there are multiple races of entities that are working against us. And we're not making it any easier for us as humanity, as a male and a female. We're not making it easy for ourselves. As a matter of fact, the easiest way to divide and conquer is to have us to separate ourselves and to go at each other's throats. We're not in alignment. We're out of alignment. We're out of balance as people in general. And it's not even about being indigenous or melanated. Men and women are out of balance, period. Okay. It's upside down. And it was all intentionally done, right? They've been trying to lower our vibration since the time that this dome was created and we went through these great wars. They have systematically stayed in the game. They've got skin in the game, and they're going to continue to do this stuff until there is the end. And it's coming. The end is coming. The reason why I'm telling you these things or sharing this information, one, because I find it useful. Two, because I think it's very interesting. Three, there are some people that talk about it, though I don't hear a lot of people. I got gnats in here. It rained earlier, and I have a lot of plants, so they're flying in the house. They're coming in. And I find that it's good to share this information. Now, some people get offended by it and negatively? Yeah, they could. And that's okay. I don't care. I'm speaking from the heart. And this was something that was on my mind. And I hope I didn't go too hard, but these things needed to be said because I'm saying it in love, because I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot of things. And I've done a lot of things, and some things I'm not proud of. And I'm just going to say that. I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect at all. I'm just simply saying it in love to state that women, we got to do better. As one woman to another, we got to do better. I know I'm not perfect. I know I've had trials and tribulations, as does the next person. But when I see things that are infallibly effed up, I'm just going to say it. I mean, and right now, our race is in trouble. As melanated women, we are in trouble. And here's the thing. The majority of the so-called educated melanated women, and even the ones that are not, only a small percentage of women are going to get this. And I'm just going to say women in general. It doesn't even have to be about a color. Only a small percentage of women are going to get this. If you've lived long enough, then you'll understand. Everybody is so busy focusing on themselves, focusing on their relationship, their families, that they may have a small circle of friends and they focus on those people and they don't look at the bigger picture. They don't look at other people, right? Because we're busy taking care of ourselves, because we are all of separate, selfish selves. We are. And the crazy thing is we're all interconnected. We are all conscious. We are all consciously, cosmically connected. As I've said, we are portals. And so we have to be mindful of that. Maybe if someone would have said certain things to me in a period of time in my life, I would have made different decisions. Yes, I'm not perfect. But I'm saying it to someone else who may come across this video, who may be at a precipice in their life and they need some direction. I'm just simply telling you that you've got to seek stillness and you got to go within. All this craziness going on, sometimes you just got to pull back and say enough is enough. I'm just not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it at all. I need to focus on myself. I need to reconnect with my creator of all. I need to reconnect with God. I need to put that energy towards that focus and building a relationship within myself, within the temple. And then as you build that relationship and then you change the way you think in your environment, it will reshape you and it will change. It has no point but to change. It can't do anything but change. But you've got to take the first step. So I know I've been on here a minute. I know I've said a lot. Tonight's topic was about sacred energy exchange. Good, bad, ugly. I could tell you more shit, but I'm not. I'm just simply going to tell you, don't look at red spaghetti at somebody's house the same. I'm just going to tell you. Because I'm telling you, blood magic is real, baby. It's real. It's real. Whether you know it or not. And them demonic energies, lower vibrational energies, these other things attach themselves to people. They attach themselves to places. They attach themselves to objects. Last point I'm going to make. I'm not trying to give this energy, but I'm just simply speaking it because it's coming to my mind. You're at a gas station, you go in the gas station, a rest area, you're driving, you're tired, You walking through, maybe getting your bottle of water, coconut water, something to snack on, and then you see these beautiful little figurines. You see these beautiful little dolls. You see this beautiful jewelry. They're like, oh my God, this was custom made at this place. And oh, this is nice. I'm going to pick this up and take this home. Be careful what you pick up. Be careful what you touch. You don't know who made it and you don't know what they've done to it. You can't just go in there buying stuff thinking you're going to take it home as a gift or put it up in this room or do certain things with it. Because there's rituals that have been done, oftentimes on nice jewelry, nice stones, because these entities can attach themselves to those things. A lot of these people make jewelry and make things, but that's another video. I'm just giving you a little tea, and I'm just simply saying it in love. Now, you can disagree with me and say I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I done went rambling on. I don't know what I'm talking about, But hey, I'm almost 60, and I'm telling you, I done seen some shit, and I know some shit. You just can't be from going in there free balling and willy nilly. I'm just telling you, you got to have all your faculties. You got to move accordingly because these things, these entities they go back and forth and look for whoever they can devour. All right. Lower astral plane is real. Higher dimensional plane is real. Sex magic is real. Black magic, if you want to call it that. There's other names for it. I know. Just for the video, I'm saying magic. Energy is real. Energy is the number one commodity on this planet. And blood magic has a lot to do with this energy. Okay. It brings forth something. All right. I'm just going to tell you, call something ancient that walks to and from this earth plane. And blood is utilized in these rituals all around the world, wherever you can possibly think. And they do it daily. Whether you want to acknowledge it or give it energy, I'm not telling you to give it energy. I'm just simply telling you, y'all need to snap out your coma and y'all really need to focus on reconnecting with source and ascend. We got to ascend. And that was my purpose for making this video, sharing some interesting information, giving you a different perspective, not saying I'm right, but I'm saying it in love. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. And remember what I always say, you be the change that you want to see because it's up to you and I to make that positive change. All right. So I will talk to you guys soon. I'm not sure when I'll do another video, but I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. And I am sorry if I offended anyone, but I just had to keep it 100 because I don't know any better. I mean, I can't be something that I'm not, right? I just can't be it. I can't lie and I can't be something that I'm not. This is who I am and I'm speaking from the heart. So if you disagree, I'm sorry, respectfully. This is not the channel for you and I'm not the person that you need to be listening to. All right. I'll talk to you soon. For those of you who know, I appreciate your support. You guys have a great evening.